As a man, I always wrestle with the thought, what does it mean to be a good husband? What does it really mean? Everyone has their own relationship, right? I see my parents, I see my in-laws, my grandparents, my brother's relationship, my cousin's relationships, friends, people all around me. They all have different relationship dynamics, and basically all of them, at least on the outside, are relatively happy. They have kids of their own, they have houses and apartments of their own, they're at least in some sort of big growth stages. And so I always wonder, and I look around and I'm wondering, what is it that makes a good man for a woman? How is it that I can be the best version of myself for my woman? Because if I'm doing bad, then I believe that my wife in turn will be doing bad, and then my kid will be doing bad, and then it'll just be a domino effect. So I have to wake up in the morning and I have to be that driving force of the day. It's what I truly believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm thinking too deeply about it, but I genuinely do believe that the man is the head of the household and the woman is the neck. No matter what, they both need each other. The man needs to be, concise and really specific and target the correct solutions and do things the right way and to be a provider and be a protector and all these different things. And the woman, without the woman being the neck, the head won't turn. The woman is the guidance. The woman helps to guide the man to do everything that the man wants to do and has set out to do. And especially, obviously, and only when it's for the growth of not only himself, but his entire family. It's the most important thing. The worst thing could be when in a relationship, one person has a driving factor and the other person has a pulling factor. If one person is trying to go and the other person is always trying to pull them back and not allow for them to attain their expectations or maybe even exceed their expectations, it becomes really, really difficult to be in that relationship dynamic. And it might be even set out to fail. Most importantly, as a man, any men out there that are married, you have to know that you are the driving factor in your relationship. And it should always be that way. Even if, there's a dynamic where, your wife takes over some quote unquote masculine roles, it's totally normal. There's nothing wrong with that. I always make jokes, by the way, with my wife. I'm like, honestly, I would love to stay home. If you could go out and make more money than me, or at least the same money than me, and you want to go work instead of being at home, by all means, I'm open to it. I'm more than down. I'm there. I'm game. But it's a tough thing because not always is that possible. So there are outliers. There are those small exceptions to the rule where the woman does outbid the husband. The woman makes more money. The woman takes care of the bills, and that's totally fine. You love her. She loves you. Then you have an amazing relationship. You got the best relationship in the world. But at the end of the day, even in those dynamics, you are the driving factor in your relationship because no matter what, any really normal relationship, the woman will look at the man for guidance, for that lead role. And the man will always look to the woman for the comfort, for the assurances, for that assistance. Without one another, we aren't able to really flourish and succeed in the correct way, in all the right ways. Without a man and a woman, you can't have kids. So yeah, a man can be super successful and have all these businesses and be top G and all these crazy things and have all this stuff. And you can have all the, like all the cool gadgets and the cool cars. But guess what? You don't have a woman. You don't have a kid. You don't have a family. So you're missing on this like other whole half of your life. And the same thing goes for women. The woman can be the CEO of this, Fortune 500 company. She could be the business owner. She could be making millions and all the same stuff as the man. But without the man, you don't really have much to show for any of your money. I'm sorry to say that. And if that offends anyone, I'm sorry to say that also, but it is what it is. It's just the truth of the matter because when you die, you're not leaving that for anyone. Who are you leaving it for? What's the point of you making all this money? What's the point of you building all these businesses and creating this whole legacy if it just dies with you? It shouldn't die with you. It should continue for generations to come. That's exactly why we have those children. That's exactly why man is supposed to be able to present himself correctly, properly. They always talk about how a woman is born with value and a man has to create his value. A lot of that in essence is very true. Even if you go look at biblical times, you go read some history, at the end of the day, we really treated women like they're on a pedestal a lot of the times. We have to treat them like that because without the women in our life, we aren't complete. And women should hopefully think the same thing for us because without us, they're also not complete. We complete each other. So, I always have this thing where I want to be the absolute best version of myself for my wife because guess what? If I'm the best version of myself, then hopefully she will kind of mimic that and try to be the best version of herself. And if we're constantly always trying to do that for each other, then we're only going to grow. We're only going to nurture our relationship. Our child is only going to see, wow, mom and dad really have each other's backs. They really support one another. They really take care of one another. Wow, father comes home after a long day of work and mom just stays home all day and she helps around the house. And then like father is literally like going and washing the dishes and like taking out the trash and like maybe doing some cleaning around the house. I can't even comprehend this. That's amazing. Wow. Like he really cares about all of us. He cares about everything. He doesn't just care about going to work and collecting his paycheck. A real man, in my opinion, even if you're the breadwinner in your relationship, even if you're taking care of all the bills, your wife doesn't contribute even a single penny. At the end of the day, you have a real responsibility to show your son and your daughter what it's like to have a real man in the house. And what do I mean by real man? That means when you come home, you don't just kick your feet up and relax and say, oh, well, I'm the man. I made all this money. I took care of this and I keep the lights on. And now you're supposed to just do everything that I say at any given moment. There should be a level of respect for sure. But at the end of the day, it's still your duty to take care of yourself, to clean up after yourself and maybe your kids and other things, and to take care of your wife. My father always raised me to have this mindset. You need to know how to do every single thing that your wife does, which means cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry, doing X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. You need to know how to do every single thing that your wife knows how to do because guess what? Your wife might have a moment when she gets pregnant and she's in a really, really, late stage of her pregnancy, and maybe she's gonna have some tough time getting up. Maybe her lower back hurts. Maybe she's just not in the mood. Maybe she has some sickness, especially in the beginning of the pregnancy. Some woman has a morning sickness. What if your wife isn't even pregnant? What if she gets sick, God forbid, and she just can't tend to the familial needs, to nurturing and providing that home that women bring, that warmth that women bring? Guess what? You as the man are supposed to take control and take care of that. You got to go make the soup. You got to go make the food. You got to go make breakfast and lunch and dinner for the kids. You have to make sure that the dishes are washed. You have to make sure that you put everything away. Who else is going to do it? You know, I guess if you want to go and hire a maid, go by all means do that. If that makes your life happy, I'm all for it. I'm all for people doing the things that they want in their life that make them happy. It literally does not matter to me. I am only focused on my own personal growth, my own family growth, and hopefully to motivate people to want to do the same. Because I go around on YouTube a lot. I'm just watching a lot of these podcasts and these videos, and so many people are talking about what it's like to be a real man. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that. And all the stuff that I hear is really just straight up nonsense. And it's not really what real life is. These people are either living in a fairy tale or they make so much money that to them, money is what their wholeness is all about. And money makes their life work and their clock run. Like money is the real driving factor of their life. And it's not really family. And for me, it's the other way around. For me, I don't need to have a lot of money. I just need to have a family. I need to make sure that I have people behind me, and I need to make sure that I'm behind the people that I love, and that we love each other and we respect each other and we take care of one another. And that doesn't just extend only to my wife and my kid, that extends to the entire family tree that I have, which is all my cousins, all my brother, my parents, every single person that is in my life. That even extends out to the husbands and wives of my cousins and of my brother and everyone else that is involved in my life. That is my family tree. That's what I care about. And I don't need to be making $100 million a year in order to feel secure in my manhood, because that's not what being a man is about. Yes, you can be a man by providing and protecting and securing and leading and all these different things. But it's not only about the money when it comes to those words. Some people, when they hear that, they're like, oh, here's another guy talking about how you got to be the breadwinner. It is not only about the money. There's so much more to being that man that people just really have completely lost touch with, in my personal opinion. People don't want to go above and beyond. They don't want to take an extra step. They don't want to put in the extra work. But guess what? When you get married, when you start a family, when you wake up in the morning and you don't even have any of that and you just have to go to work, you got to put in the work. You have to put 100% to everything you do. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. Otherwise, you're just gonna be just whatever, just the regular guy, just that dude, that woman, that person that it just I don't even know them. I don't. It doesn't. They don't make anything for me. No, you got to be that person that when people hear your name, they're like, oh my god, that person's amazing, because they always give it their all, because they always take care of things. You want to be an inspiration. Live your life as if you want to be an inspiration to others. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We have those moments where we might fail, where we might slip up. It's totally normal. It's absolutely fine. There's no need to beat yourself up over things that you may have done by mistake, said by mistake. Maybe you haven't done it. Maybe you weren't pulling your weight in your relationship or in your life or at work, whatever the case may be. But it's never too late to start. That's the problem that a lot of people have. And even I suffer from this. Sometimes I'm just like, I got to start working out. I got to start working out. And then I'm like, it's been 4 days since I told myself that. And now it's been 4 days. So I kind of disappointed myself. So I'm whatever. I might as well not do it. No, why would you have that mindset, Raf? You shouldn't have that mindset. You gotta just do it. You gotta just do it. And at the end of the day, that goes towards being a man in your relationship with your wife. You have to give it your all. You have to always give it 100%. Even when you get home from work after doing all the hard labor that you do, paying all the bills, there's still work to be done. The work never stops. The work only stops when we leave this earthly world. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Hopefully today was better than yesterday, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for tuning in.